trigonometric identities. ناخد cosine squared x. Cosine squared x is equal to 1/2 1 plus cosine 2x. Right? And this x and the inside one is double the angle, right? Oh, I mistake. If we have 5x, one of the inside will be the inside gonna be what? 10x. The inside is 10x. And we stop till here, guys. واخدنا كمان sine squared. قلنا sine squared any angle theta is 1/2 into 1 minus cosine 2x. Cosine 2x. It's clear? We replace here sine squared 3x over 2 by 1/2 into 1 minus cosine 3x. Why 3x? Because the double of 1/2 x, 1.5x is 3x. And then integrate that. 1/2 x minus 1 over 2. The integral of cosine 3x is sine 3x over 3 plus c. And this is the answer. Let's نروح one more idea, how to find the value of the integral 1 over sec squared a 9x. 1 over 6 squared 9x. Yes. 1 over 6 squared. أصلا 1 over 6 is what? I say, guys, 1 over secant gives what here?
Cosine squared.
1 over secant x equals cosine squared. Cosine x.
Yeah.
لما تحط هنا square, so also here cosine squared. Yes. So we can simply write here the answer equal, pay attention please, cosine squared 9x. Cosine squared 9x dx. Again, 1 over sec squared 9x is cosec squared 9x. طيب, in the previous question, قلنا هنستخدم identity, which is cosine squared x is equal to
half 1 plus
to 1 plus
cosine 2x.
Yes, cosine double the angle 2x. So حسب السؤال تبعنا هنا اللي معانا اللي هو the cosine squared 9x gonna be 1/2
1 plus cosine 18x.
1 plus cosine 18x. Nice. يلا كمل كمان. ها the integral of cosine squared 9x. طيب انه المايك بتاعك واطي شوي بس سامعينك كويس.
يس هلا بالضبط. ايوه هيك كويس مستر. ايوه وين صرنا؟
نعمل substituting for what? For cosine squared 9x by its value half into 1 plus cosine 18x. Yes.
ما فهمت. اوكي.
Yes, yeah.
Half 1 plus cosine 18x.
1 plus cosine 18x dx.
Half.
Yes, integral of 1/2
plus
plus
half into cosine 18x.
Cosine 18x dx. Right. Yes. And then here, integral of half.
Half x over 2. يعني 1 over 4. لا 1 over 4x. أو x over 4.
لا, integral of half is half x. Okay.
ما في divide 2.
لا لأن هنا أصلا nothing constant, so it's x over. طيب, the integral of 1/2 cosine 18x.
The integral of حنخلي الهاف برا صح؟ أول شيء. And the integral of cosine is sine.
Is negative sign. Integral of cosine is negative sign. Yes. Negative sign.
طب بس سؤال, مش ال differentiation of cosine negative sign والintegral sign ولا لا؟
Yes. The derivative of cosine is negative sin x.
بس ال integral كمان negative sign ولا sign؟
The integral is negative
أيوة.
sign. No.
sign عادية.
The integral is sine. Yes, sine. صحيح. So the integral is sine. The integral of sine is negative cosine. Integral sine هي اللي negative cosine. Negative cosine x.
يعني
Okay.
1 sin.
Yes, يبقى 1 sine. صحيح. يبقى sine
18x
over
18
18. Then plus the c.
c.
Final step is half x plus
30 sin 18x over 36.
yes.
32
Yes, 1 over 36 sine.
sin 18x over 36.
أيوة 1 over 36 sine 18x. The same. Plus c. Okay, this is the final answer. Any question, guys? يبقى the integral of 1 over sec squared 9x. حولنا ال 1 over sec as cosec squared cosine squared 9x. And then I used here the identity cosine squared 9x is 1/2 into 1 plus 18 plus cosine 18x double in 9. Okay. Any question? We're on the next part. Next part. If you have any question, guys, raise your hand or ask me directly. Okay, Abdurrahman Al-Abiad. Yes, Abdurrahman. Think here with me how to solve this question. اللي هو the integral of cosine 2x to the power of 4. Can we expand? Abdurrahman. Cosine 2x all to the power of 4. The integral of cosine 2x all to the power of 4 dx. Anybody here, guys, have an idea about how to solve this question?
Mister,
I may
cosine
try.
2x square و cosine 2x square تاني.
Again, cosine
2x square.
انت قصدك توزع
برا سكوير برا وسكوير ثانية برا.
ماشي بس صحيح الفكرة بس السكوير مش على الاكس على السكوير.
مو على الاكس على البراكت كله قصدي على البراكت كله مستر. يعني كوساين 2x براكت سكوير.
يس كوساين not 2x سكوير انت قصدك
خليها على الكوزاين.
على الكوزاين يعني and برا 2.
أيوة.
Yes, this is the idea.
بعدين identities عادي.
And then identity inside. What's the identity? اكسر احمد سعيد برضه عندك. يلا احمد ها كمل.
half 1 plus cosine 4x صح؟
Yes, half and then into
1 plus cosine 4x.
This way is called reducing the power. Reducing the power of cosine. خليها power 1. Cosine power 1
all
يعني.
to the power of 2 كده.
And this all to the power of 2 dx.
Now integrate so half
Now integrate.
half plus
مش integrate لسه في عندك expand first يعني خلي الهاف.
expand
half
plus half cosine 4x.
No, don't multiply the half inside. I mean expand first and then multiply by half. Expand. The squaring of the first is 1. This multiply first by second by 2 اللي هي a squared plus 2ab plus b squared.
ليش ما نعمل اول الهاف؟
multiply.
ايوه
الهاف لا في باور 2 على سوري اتس ماي باور. لا يا شباب صح انتوا الباور 2 فور او
فور للبركت كله.
يا الباور 2 ما خدتش بالي سوري. So the power 2 يبقى we can multiply عادي by half.
أنا كنت ملخبط برضه يا مستر.
أيوه. طيب
half
we
plus
have to
half
multiply the
cosine
half
4x.
first. Half plus half cosine 4x. Yeah, and then expand it صحيح. يلا.
So 1 over 4 plus 2ab half cosine 4x.
It's a half and half by half is quarter by 2 كمان it's a half cosine 4x
plus 1 over 4 cosine squared 1 over 4 1 over 4 cosine 4x
cosine what?
squared 4x
dx.
then we can integrate 1 over 4x.
Yes, ادي the first. تمام. The second term easy to integrate also.
Plus half cosine 4x over 4.
The integral of cosine is what? Sine
4x over 4.
4x over 4 طيب plus what?
1 over 4
1 over 4 and then the
Sine
integral
squared.
wait
Half.
لسه هناخد الانتجرال لان عندك باور 2 also.
half 1 plus cosine.
Yes هنرجع تاني نعملها لان باور 2.
8x.
So it's half plus 1 half in cosine 8x.
لا ليش؟
I multiplied the half على طول in sine. So it's a half by 1 half plus half cosine 8x dx. So also we use this fact, this identity that cosine squared x equals 1 half plus 1 half cosine double the angle 2x. الانجل كانت 4x بقت 8x. كانت فوق هنا 2x بقت هنا 4x. double الانجل. Yes. So it's 1 over 4x plus 1 over 8. اوكي يا احمد؟ سعيد معانا الشباب؟ 4x.
معك يا مستر.
ايوه 1 over 4 لسه نشتغل انتجرال ده. Integral of half is half x, right? Plus
half sine 8x over 8.
أيوة half and the integral of cosine 8x is sine 8x and this all over
8
over 8
يعني 1 over 8x
plus c. Last step that to write 1 over 4x plus 1 over 8 sine 4x
1 over 8
plus multiply this quarter by all terms inside. I have two terms only, so it's 1 over 4x, yes, plus 1 over 16 sine 8x, sine 8x,
30.
plus c. يبقى كده this is my last step, final answer.
مستر ليش 16؟
2 by 8.
بعدين 1 over 4 كمان 1 over 4 برا.
yeah 1 over 4 yes, so what?
So 2 times 8 times 4.
يعني 64.
Yes.
ايوه هيك
Yeah 1 over 64 صحيح. 2 times 8 is 16 times 4 اللي برا.
times 4
It's
16.
gonna be what? 64. Yes, this is your final answer. So this question guys important question دايما يجي في الايه في التست. بحب اجيبه في التست يعني. Okay.
Mr.
Yes.
Abdurrahman Al-Abyad told me that his internet is not working. So he was not able to answer.
Rahman, yes. Okay, no problem. بس هو معانا اصلا متابع يعني؟
مش عارف صراحة.
already here. موجود معانا بس.
هو حكى لي انه فات بس مش
المايك.
قادر اسمع صوتك مو قادر يحكي.
Okay, no problem. Again, guys, I know that this question is complicated شوية. أول شيء, guys, you have to distribute the power من power 4 to power what? 2 and power 2. يعني this 4 قسمناها خليناها 2 inside and 2 outside using the properties of exponents. ليه؟ لأن I have this identity cosine squared is equal to half plus half cosine 2x. Because it's a 2x, it's gonna be half into 1 plus cosine 4x. ناخد double ال and then multiply the half inside and square both square this binomial عادي by using this formula. Square first, multiply first by second by 2, square the second. Integrate and then هتقابل تاني cosine squared 4x لازم ترجع تشتغلها تاني half plus half cosine 2x. Here this cosine 4x يبقى اشتغلناها تاني half plus half cosine 8x double 4x and then integrate and multiply the coefficients. Any questions?
No,
Nope.
thank you.
Sure guys? Repeat it again. ناخد one more example من
Thank
the
you,
same idea.
بس ترى أنا حروح الحمام، فإذا ناديتني وما رديت.
اوكي اتفضل.
Thank you.
يلا نسأل الشباب. عبد الرحمن كنتاب. Yes, عبد الرحمن, if you have this question, the integral of 1 over 1 minus cosine 6x dx. Yes, it's a fraction. Yeah, what's the idea here, guys? Can we split it out like the questions we did yesterday and today? If we have, guys, a fraction كده, بس كان دايما بيكون عندي x squared مثلا وفوق x to the power of 4 minus 1. So we can write this fraction as the difference or the sum of two fractions as x to the power of 4 over x squared and 1 over x squared and يمشي الحال. But now we don't have this property. We have a denominator بتاعي 1 minus cosine 6x consists of two binomials من two terms binomial يعني. So we have to use identity since we have cosine وكده 6x. The same identity, but you should work in this identity first. So please pay attention, all of you. You know, cosine squared x is equal to what? 1/2 plus 1/2 cosine 2x, right? Okay. How to get cosine 2x alone in one side? How to get cosine 2x alone in one side? Multiply the whole equation by 2. Gonna be 2 cosine squared x. Okay. Equals 1 plus cosine 2x. And then cosine 2x will be 2 cosine squared x. 2 cosine squared x minus 1. Okay. We can replace this cosine 6x. But here I have minus. يبقى ما استخدمش الرول دي. استخدم الرول الثانية بتاعت الساين. We know that sine squared x is equal to 1/2 plus, sorry, minus 1/2 minus 1/2 minus half cosine 2x. So also multiply the whole equation by 2 gives 2 sine squared x is equal to 1 minus cosine 2x. So 1 minus cosine 2x ده اللي أنا عايز أوصل له. 1 minus cosine 2x is 2 sine squared x. طيب if it's 1 minus cosine 6x يبقى المفروض هنا يكون كام؟
3.
3. Excellent. استراحنا. تمام. تخيل كده I have 1 minus cosine 6x. لما كان في 2x كانت في x واحد. صح؟ لما يكون في 6x so we have 3. 2 sine squared 3x. So we can replace 1 minus cosine 6x by 2 sine squared 3x. So the answer is the integral of 1 over, I will replace this all, 1 minus cosine 6x, I'm going to substitute بدلها 2 sine squared 3x, 2 sine squared 3x dx. Also using the trig identities, اللي هي طبعا 1 على sine, the half is constant, related outside the integration is simple. بس ناخد ال 1 over sine squared 3x, ناخد ال 1 over sine, شايفينها؟ ال 1 over sine squared 3x, we can write it as 1 over sine is cosecant, right? 1 over sine is cosecant x. But 1 over sine squared 3x is cosecant squared 3x dx. And from the table of integration rules نفسها في integral of cosecant squared 3x is equal to what's the integral of cosecant squared negative cotangent 3x over 3 divided by 3 plus c. يعني it's a rule لازم تكون عارف ان هي the integral of cosecant squared. What's this rule? The integral of cosecant squared x dx is equal to negative cotangent x أو cotan x plus c. ده رول اللي أنا استخدمته في آخر ستيب، إن cosecant squared 3x equal negative cotan 3x, but you should divide by 3 with the coefficient of x. If it's here cosecant squared 3x squared, you should divide by 3x عشان تاخد derivative of the inner function. Again, this question is very important also. I have 1 minus cosine 6x كله fraction. I started here guys هنا في plus يعني minus، إذا مش هستخدم ال first way استخدم when it's sine squared x equals 1/2 minus 1/2 cosine 2x. then isolate not isolating، ساعات بنعمل isolating ليها وساعات لا، أنا محتاج على طول 1 minus cosine 6x. So multiply by 2 the whole equation, multiplying by 2 here, multiplying by 2 gives 2 sine squared x equals 1 minus cosine 2x. وطبقت عليها الكلام ان 1 minus cosine 6x gives 2 sine squared 3x. You have to notice the relationship between the angle. Okay? If it's 1 minus cosine 8x يكون هنا على اليسار 2 sine squared 4x. If it's 1 minus cosine 10x يكون على اليسار 2 sine squared 5x. Half angle. Okay? And then integrate. 1 over sine squared is cosecant squared 3x. And the integral of cosecant squared 3x is negative cotan 3x over 3 based on this fact. Any question? You got the idea, guys, or not? Or still hard? Yes.
Got the idea.
Yes. Abdurrahman, Imam. Do you have any question? Any problem,
No.
guys? Huh?
Just saying I got the idea.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's take one more idea here. Yes. It's nearly the same as the previous question, but you have to replace the expression up in the numerator and the expression also in the denominator. You have to replace both of them. 1 minus cosine 4x. خلاص عرفنا الايه الموضوع او الفكره. احنا ممكن نعمل replacement directly. The upper one it has minus, right? So we can use sine squared x. This is the basic
half.
fact equals half
minus
plus half. Sorry, minus. ايوه
yes.
ايوه مستر الياس minus what?
No, I'm Khalid, not Elias.
You're خالد الشاعر.
Yes.
صوتكم شبه بعض بالظبط. half minus half cosine 2x. This is the basic fact. The basic identity for x and 2x. Multiplying the whole equation by 2, Mr. Khalid, gives what? 2. Sine squared x equals 1 minus cosine 2x. لما نقارن الكلام ده بال 1 minus cosine 4x، لو حطيت هنا 1 minus cosine 4x المفروض احط على الليفت هاند سايد 2
sine squared 2x.
2x. nice. اوكي طيب
Then replace it.
then replace it ديت في النوميريتور. طيب for the denominator we have plus. بستخدم الكوساين. cosine squared x equals
half plus half
mm-hmm.
cosine 2x.
Right. Multiply also the whole equation by 2 gives 2 cosine squared x equals 1 plus cosine 2x. بس أنا عندي في الquestion 4x. So 1 plus cosine 4x, if it's like this, على اليسار تكون 2 cosine squared half the angle 2x. So I would like you guys to note this here. ال 4 بقت هنا الأول 2. And then replacement, right? That. The numerator will be the integral of. In the numerator here we have a شيل بقى 1 minus cosine 4x and replace it with 2 sine
Sine.
squared
2x
2x. حلو حلو.
and 2 cosine.
ايوه and replace 1 plus cosine 4x ده denominator كله اشيل احط مكانه 2 cosine squared 2x. This is 4x او dx. Cross out 2 with 2.
Yes.
Concentrate please
But
guys. And sine squared over cosine squared is
tangent squared 2x.
tan squared 2x dx. You know sine over cosine is tan and sine squared over cosine squared is tan squared. But I don't have any direct rule or direct fact for integral of tan squared 2x. يبقى اروح لمين؟ للايدنتيز اطلع التان سكويرد من اي فاكت او من اي ايدنتيتي. I remember Pythagorean identities. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x is 1. And also you have saw this before برضه التان سكويرد ممكن تستبدلها بسيكنت سكويرد 2x minus 1. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, minus 1. Here is the angle dx. And find the integral of the first, the integral of secant squared 2x حاله والintegral of 1 dx حاله. The integral of secant squared, it's easy, it's tan 2x
Tan 2x, yes. Minus x.
minus x plus c.
Yes.
This is your final answer. Okay, thank you. يا شباب.
Mister,
Yes.
may I ask a question طيب؟
Yes.
In the
طب عايزين
previous
تعيدوا
question,
هذا
Mister.
السؤال آخر مرة.
In the previous question.
Yes, if we squared the whole expression, would it work or not?
In the previous question, if we square the whole, it's gonna be 1 up and down. 1, yeah, let's do it. طلعت كام معاك؟ 1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 2
1 minus 2 cosine 6x.
plus cosine squared 6x.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is an identity for 1 minus 2 cosine 6x. خليني أقول لك يا مستر.
It's a 2 sine squared 3x.
Okay, this is the identity I mean. Plus cosine squared 6x.
Yes.
Then we can use our sine squared identity on the first part.
different angle.
Different angles. Yes. Different angles ده أول مشكلة. المشكلة أنت لسه عندك ال1 فوق في fraction. يعني هنا اللي حصل إن أنا حولت الفراكشن الكوشنت ده الفراكشن ده حولته لايه؟ expression يعني cosecant square 3x because there is no any rule to find the integral of the
طب ما
fraction.
ممكن لو هما الاثنين تحت ناخد الاكسبريشن كله to the power of negative 1 لو 1 minus cosine 6x حط كله to the power of 1 negative 1 عشان نطلعه فوق.
ده يظبط بس لو الفانكشن اللي داخل القوس هتكون هنا linear. linear بس يعني لو
لكن ما
integral
يظبطش
of
مع
1 over the integral of 1 over 3x minus 1 dx. Yeah, the denominator is a linear function, so you can do it here. You can put 3x minus 1 to the power of negative 1 dx. And then the answer will be ln the absolute value of 3x minus 1, okay, divided by 3 or multiplied by third plus c. You can do this only when the denominator is what? Is linear. ليه؟ إن لو رحنا على slide 27 I think here, yes, we have this rule. It's a very important rule من أهم rules of calculus, integration, which is the integral of f prime of x over f of x. يعني اللي فوق is the derivative of the denominator. Like what I said for you, the integral of 1 over 3x minus 1, صح? What's the derivative of 3x minus 1? Is 1 is the derivative of 3x minus 1?
فهمت.
Is 1 is the derivative of 3x minus 1? No. What's the derivative of 3x minus 1? 3.
3.
So we should multiply by 3 and divide by 3 at the same time. Multiply جوا ب 3 and divide by 3. Yeah, so we have 1/3 اللي انا قلت عليها في الاخر divide by 3 وخلاص.
ليه؟
فيكون اللي فوق 3 واللي تحت 3x minus 1. فكده طبقنا الرول. The numerator now 3, which is the derivative of the denominator. So directly your answer when the derivative فوق وتحت هو الفانكشن نفسها. So directly it's 3 1/3 ln the absolute value of 3x minus 1 plus c. So this rule is very important. And يكون the numerator is the derivative of the denominator. Your answer is ln absolute value of the function plus c. That's why I multiplied by 3 and divided by 3 to use the inner one, to use the 3 inside. Inside 3 دي استخدمها كأنها هي derivative of the 3x minus 1. Okay? And if you multiply, you should divide to keep the same meaning, to keep the same what value. The 1/3 is still the same as a constant, but 3 over 3 x minus 1 استخدام الرول اللي فوق دي will be the absolute value of 3x minus 1. Understood? بس ما نقدرش نعملها في الكوادراتيك functions or like this. So in this question هيفضل معاك تحت في square تبقى أصعب. اوكي أحمد؟ سعيد؟
Yes, okay, miss.
Your goal here in this question is to convert the fraction to what? With no fraction, our expression with the denominator the 1. Okay? يكون cosecant squared سهلة على طول negative cotan 3x. By using this fact, 2 sine squared 3x is 1 minus cosine 6x. In question اللي بعده أخذنا النوميريتور عوضنا عنه 1 minus cosine 4x as 2 sine squared and the denominator 1 plus cosine 4x as 2 cosine squared 2x. And we replace the sine squared over cosine squared of 2x by tan squared 2x. And replace the tan squared 2x by another identity لأن ما في direct rule for tan خليتها بدل tan squared 2x secant squared 2x minus 1 and then find the integral of the first part which is tan 2x and the integral of 1 is x plus c.
Okay.
Okay. يا شباب any question? Yes. Here we have the integral of the secant x plus tan x to the power of 2. The first idea you have to think is to expand first.
Yes,
صح؟
expand.
expand. اوكي فارس قول كده لو عملنا expand يا فارس هيكون الأول sec square x square the first.
يعني tan squared x
multiply first by second by 2 2 sec x
tan x
tan x.
tan x and square the second or the last
tan square
term
x
tan square the x
Tan square.
dx. اوكي يلا يا وحش فارس مطر قول كده secant squared الانتجرال تبعها هي sec squared x dx عليها بلس الانتجرال خلي 2 as a constant برا and sec tan inside dx and then the integral of فصلتهم يعني عن بعض احسن the integral of tan squared x dx. Yes, Fred, what's the integral of 6 squared x?
1 minute 6 square x مش عارف والله.
It's here, it's here.
Tan
In the
x,
first period,
tan
you
x.
said for me also I don't know. احنا عملناها مرتين. 6
Yes,
squared 2x is 10.
tan x
طيب
tan
it's,
x
it's
yes
10 yeah. Yes, it's 10.
كنت بطلعها.
عادي رول شوي شوي بتحفظها.
tan
Yeah, it's 10x. حلو. Plus the middle term is 2 integral of sec 10.
yes sec x 2 sec
حلو.
x
حلو. يعني the integral of sec x 10x is sec x.
sec x
Mm.
plus tan
Integral
square
of
x
10 squared. As we did in the previous question. We replace the tan squared to x by sec squared to x minus 1. Yes, so we have to do it. Yeah. لازم نستخدم أحول ال tan squared x as 6 squared x minus 1. هذه طبعا اسمها Pythagorean identity.
اوكي
Studied in grade 11. So write all the same. Tan
Okay.
x plus 2 sec x plus
بلس
yes. What's the integral of sec x squared
يس
x?
بلس 10 x
Tan x. What's the integral of
Yes, minus
negative
1.
minus x? The integral of negative
Minus
1
x,
is
yes.
minus x plus plus the
Plus
c.
C.
Plus the c. Yeah. Here's the final answer. Okay. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna return back to you. Okay. Okay. تمام. يلا ناخذ ال next idea. Yes, it's repeated here. We can do it. The same idea as the previous one.
expand cosine square 4x
Yes, expand cosine squared 4x
2 sine 4 ايش 2
minus
cosine
Two.
sine
Cosine
sine
4x.
4x sine 4x
Yes.
بعدين sine squared 4x
Yes, then sine squared 4x. Yes.
half
We have cosine squared and sine squared.
1
Yes, 1
Yes.
equals 1.
Cosine squared and sine squared. The same angle. خلاص يبقى على طول. توكل على الله. It's 1 minus 2 cosine 4x
sine 4x
sine 4x dx. Yes. Still have here a problem that cosine and sine are multiplied together. So we should replace them. أكيد أدور على أي identity to help me finish this problem. Do this problem, fix this problem. ناخذ مين فاكرين؟ What is sine to
في
x?
ساين 2 ثيتا يا مستر.
Yeah, sine to theta is what? Sine to theta
كوزاين ثيتا
2
2
sine
كوزاين
sine
ثيتا
theta
multiply ساين ثيتا.
Yes,
أو
2
اللي هو
sine
ده
cosine.
يعني.
عادي 2 sine cosine. Yes. So this factor doesn't help me. But here you have 2 cosine 4.
أيوه هتخليها ب2 كده فوق.
يعني here is double.
ساين 4 ثيتا كده.
يعني عشان تكون 2 sine 4 theta and cosine 4 theta is what? لازم اكتب هنا sine what?
8 theta.
8 theta. حلو. So the answer. نكمل.
sine 8
Here's 1 and replace 2 cosine 4x sine 4x by 8 by what? Sine 8x. Yes, the integral of 1 is x. The integral of sine is negative cosine 8x over 8 plus the c constant of integration. عندك ال x minus is plus 1 over 8 cosine 8x plus what? Plus the c. Yes. I hope you understand everything, guys. ولو سمحتوا, if you have any question, ask me directly. Yes. So based on
identities لازم نرجع نحفظهم ولا بس
لا ما تحفظهمش, just use them, print them out, وخلاص وخليهم معاك in this. حتى if you have here a test in the school أنا هطبع لك ال identities. Don't worry. But you have to know how to use it. Like what you said now. اشمعنى sine 2 theta you used because we have 2 cosine sine. And you know this identity sine 2 theta is 2 sine cosine. تقدر تستخدمها ازاي بس مش تحفظها. Okay. Next question. We have the same problem here. The product of sine and cosine, but different angles. Yes. If it's the same angles, we can use the same idea, same identity from the previous question, or as the previous question. We have here the product. But we have to search for another identity help us here to finish this question. طبعا هنا the product فاكرين ال product to sum and sum to product identities. You have said طبعا حاجة اسمها the product to sum. How to change the product هنا the product to sum by using this identity which is cosine A sine B
plus sine A cosine B
equal.
صح؟
هنا ال product of cosine A sine B equals 1/2. خلينا نكتبها عشان نحتاج مكان. Equals 1/2 into sine the sum plus sine the difference. Okay? Plus sine the difference. But I would like you guys to search quickly in your Google مثلا quickly search what is the sum to the product to sum identity. To make sure of this identity. Is it sine or not? It's A minus B. Yes. Okay.
Cosine A minus B.
Cosine A.
Sine X sine A plus B multiply cosine X minus Y.
Not multiply.
Which is B A minus B. Yes.
Search for product to
Plus.
sum.
Yes. Product to sum. This is the product to sum. Sine X plus Y.
مستر
Cosine X
صح
minus Y.
صح مستر. مالتبلاي مثلا زي المسألة هي كوساين انتو ساين equal half sine A plus B minus sine A minus B بس minus
minus. Yes. So if you have the identities خلاص بتستخدمها على طول which is half and then sine half into sine the sum of 3x and 4x which is 7x and then minus
sine
sine what?
X
The difference.
X لحالها.
The difference, negative x. But sine is what? You know that sine is what? Even function or odd function. طبعا the period is finished, so let's stop till here guys عشان ما نضيعش عليكم 5 minutes break. We will stop till here. Inshallah tomorrow we will start to check this question, but I would like you to complete it as a homework. ماشي؟ كملوا السؤال ده كده homework. خدوه كده screen shot. And this also. Again, this question, the integral of cosine 3x sine 4x. Complete this question based on this fact. The next question also هو برضه شبه الكلام اللي فات يعني نفسه. And here this one cosine 3x cosine 7x homework. Okay. And this one again your homework is this question.
بس عاد ترجع آخر سؤال.
حاضر. And this one. And here this question. And this one بس. خلاص؟ لو حد أخذهم سكرين شوت وأي حد محتاجهم
مستر بس سؤال